Good evening viewers, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, I've been doing a little bit of shopping, getting things ready for the Tetanus Shot build, collecting a few more bits and pieces. Before I go into that, been adding a few more little bits and pieces to the car. Put just to check clearances, etc. I've got the Dizzy in there. Once again, all this will get tidied up naturally. It's just in there for checking clearances. I have made a dump pipe for here, just to once again check clearances and to make sure I can get the actual pipe in there and so forth. You know, when you're doing this sort of stuff, it's okay to go, oh yeah, you just put that in there, but you've got to make sure you can get it in there and out of there, and also clamp it up and so forth, etc. as well. I have put in there for now, just once again working out locations, etc. The remote oil filter. So I've got also in my package of stuff over there a sandwich plate for it, so I'm going to be putting a new billet sandwich plate on there as well, and then once again working out my engine oil lines into the remote oil filter that naturally you need on this sort of a build, and most of the Mopars. Well, let's face it, the LA Mopars come with a remote oil filter in the Australian versions anyway, so you know, this is just what we do. So yeah, once again I've collected a few more bits and pieces for it. I did actually remake this pipe, but I've settled with it back in this location. I mucked around with it for ages, trying to work out where to put the turbo, and it just kept coming back to that area there and that location. I am compromised a little bit, yes, with room down here, but no more than anybody else. And if you're asking, well, how are you going to get a air filter on there, one of my buddies on his Commodore build, his 8-second Commodore, he runs the turbo shield on there, and he's actually got a motocross air filter on there, and it works killer. When I seen that, I congratulated him. I said, that's a bloody good idea, mate. So yeah, I don't know whether other people do that, but that's what he's done, and that's what I'll be doing on this build as well. I have also acquired, thanks to Anthony up at Valiant Garage up in Queensland, a spacer, balancer, spacer and pulley, and a water pump pulley as well. So slowly but surely getting bits and pieces together for the build, and piecing it all together, which is what I will be doing in this video, showing you what I've bought for it, and also I'll get it on the car and yeah, show you what sort of direction we're headed. Yeah, I'll get onto that now. Okay, so as you can see, quite an array of parts here. Please ignore this. Naturally, this is not for the build. It just happens to be on my bench because it's heavy and I've got nowhere else to put it at the moment. But yeah, I've bought some tools to make the job a bit easier doing the hoses naturally. So yeah, I did buy myself some cutters from the videos that I've watched with people installing the hose and the fittings, etc. These make the job a lot neater, etc., rather than using a cut-off wheel on the angle grinder like I would normally do it with rubber hose, etc. Rubber hosed braid, but we're using Teflon on this build. And I also bought myself a mandrel and some Raceworks vice grips there as well for the speed flow fittings. We've also got here some I bought just 3 meters for now of Teflon hose for the Dash 8 fittings. Here we've got the sandwich plate that I was talking about. This actually came from, where did I buy this from? I bought it on eBay from one of the companies. It is a Speedmaster Speedmaster brand. Very chunky. I went with this one because it seems quite chunky and has a really good thread here in the actual plate itself, and looked quite solid. And it also came with some fittings. This is actually a steel fitting, as is this one as well, so yeah, you don't have to worry about an AN fitting stripping out. So yeah, once again, this is steel and came with some O-rings as well. Very happy with that one. Got ourselves a adjustable neck, so this one goes on the angle and is also rotational 360 degrees. I bought that just for some clearance issues that we may have underneath the throttle body from the position of that, so I'm pretty confident what we've got there will fit. I did buy a 1/2 inch spacer plate because I think I'll need that just to give a bit more clearance under here with the throttle body that we're going to be using as well. Here is a cup link. This is from BTR. This is because of the throttle body being 102 millimeter. It's actually measures at the throttle body here. This is the fast throttle body that I'll be using, 102 millimeter. Because of the OD here, it actually measures to 4.25 inches, which is quite an uncommon size when you're talking with these 3-inch to 4-inch couplers. I have got a 3-inch to 4-inch coupler, and there's no way that it was going to go on there. You can't stretch it, and I looked around, and this was the only one that I could buy or find that BTR make over in America, and so I bought that one through Summit Racing for the throttle body that we have here. I'll show you a bit more of that when I've got two hands and it's on the car. So that's that end. We've got here our Raceworks fuel pressure regulator with boost reference. The gauge bolts on the front here. I'll show you a bit more of that when I get it on the engine. This is dash 10 fittings as well, so it gives you a huge, you can go to some very big fuel lines with that, hence the reason you can buy them in dash 6 as well, but I bought dash 10. We've got ourselves a Turbo Smart little fuel pressure gauge there as well. Once again, some very nice stuff. Raceworks again. For the turbo drain back on the turbo, I was pretty happy with that one. And we've got ourselves some Raceworks silicon hose as well. So that's a 2.5 into a, that's just coupled together at the moment, and that goes into 2.5 into 3-inch, and then I've got a 3-inch piece of aluminium tube here that's just temporary for now, and a 3-inch elbow as well in silicon, and yes, $500 odd worth of Speedflow fittings, and we're only just starting in the engine bay. So yeah, so there's a few of the bits and pieces that we've got at the moment. So what I'll do without further ado, I'll get them, start bolting them onto the car, and give you a better look of them on the car. Yeah, okay, let's get into it. Righto, so after returning from the speed shop and spending another $350 odd on fittings, etc., we've got some fittings in there for the remote oil system. So I've got the sandwich block on down there. I'll just feed the camera in there. The sandwich block in there. The center line is for the in. I'm going to change that to a 60 degree, give myself a little bit more clearance there with the rail and with the steering column or steering shaft there, and then the other one will run quite nicely back to the remote oil setup. Once again, got some dash 10 fittings for this one, dash 10 port ends and some 45s, and once again, like I said, I'm going to change the the in one or the center one to a 60 degree. I think that'll work out a little bit nicer for me. I have put on the spacer plate. I will be changing that one to a better quality one in the future, as it is only there for dummy up purposes as far as getting heights and clearances, etc. and so forth. As far as the oil lines, I may run one oil line in there just to get me an idea as to where I'm going, but I'll probably wait until I do final fitment to make up the majority of my lines, because dash 10, just for the aeroflow stuff, PTFE line is like 50, ranges around 50 to 60 plus dollars a meter for the dash 10, and it's, you know, only just a little bit cheaper for the dash 8 stuff as well. So very expensive, and you don't want to make many mistakes with that stuff. So yeah, once again, I'll start plodding along. I think what I'll do next is get the throttle body on there, because there's a few things that need to clear around that, and start putting on the fuel system, etc. And the 45 that I take off the other side, I'll be using on the oil drain back for the turbo, hence the reason I haven't put the dump pipe in place yet, because I just want to finalize a couple of things there that I need to do. And I've ordered some dash 10 hose as well for the remote oil setup. So yeah, plug away and put some more bits and pieces on the car, I guess. Okay, so the throttle body that I've decided to use for this build is a fast big mouth, 102 millimeter big mouth. There we go, nice bit of kit, that one. This one came with TPS and IAC sensor, which are both needed, and once again, this is a 102 millimeter big mouth. Really nice bit of kit. So without further ado, I think I'll get that on the car and get it to go whoppa whoppa. Alrighty, let's get it on the car. Okay, so the fast throttle body, big mouth throttle body, is definitely living up to its name. It certainly looks a lot bigger on the car than in the box over there. Very happy with that one. As we said, whoppa, whoppa. Yeah, can't wait to be doing a bit of that. But yeah, once again, very happy with that. Certainly starting to take shape now. I think what I'll do, without any more mucking around, is put the fuel system on there, the fuel reg, etc., and work out a couple other bits and pieces, get the water neck on there. But as you can see, I needed to get the throttle body on there to work out once again which direction I'm headed, with a few other bits and pieces on the engine bay. So yeah, very happy with that one. Like I said, I think I'll just get the fuel reg, etc., on there now. So a couple more pieces installed onto the engine. We've got our Brian Tooley Racing coupler reducer. So this goes from a 4.25 down to a 3-inch ID. This is actually a true 4-inch throttle body on the ID. So the OD of that is 4.25, and once again, like I said, I couldn't get a 4-inch to fit on there, and I didn't really try too hard after doing a little bit of measuring, etc. with that one. And we've also got our Raceworks fuel pressure reg on there, and our water neck on there, which is once again adjustable 360. So I haven't mucked around. I've got a bit of an idea what I'm doing with the water pipes, etc. So that shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, once again, a little Turbo Smart fuel pressure gauge there, boost reference, of course, and then we're running with this fuel system. I'm running dual inlets, so both fuel rails will be getting fed fuel. So I'm a little bit undecided whether I'm going to be going around the front of the distributor or around the back of the distributor yet. I can always change this to like a 60 or a 45 later on. I've got a 45 on the other side over there, which looks as if it's going to route pretty well. Once again, I'm just going to wait until I unpackage the dash 8 dash 8 NPT. No, I've been doing a lot of mucking around with all these sizes with threads, etc. So yeah, I've got MPT on my brain, but no, the PTFE, the Teflon hose, dash 8 Teflon hose. So once I unwrap that and see what sort of flexibility I've got and space wise, it's good. The Teflon hose, as most of you probably know, is actually the outside diameter of it is actually a lot smaller, like the dash 8 compares to like about a dash 6 in the 100 series rubber. So the only other disadvantage that I've heard about, I haven't actually used any of this hose yet, but the only other disadvantage I've heard about is that it's a little bit less flexible as such, being a Teflon inner, but the OD size far outweighs any sort of problems that you'll have, so to speak, with room wise and so forth. So enough waffling on about stuff I don't even know about, but anyway, this will be the return line. So the return line will come across here and down, and then meet up with our oil lines and run down to the back and down to the back of into the tank. And then we've got our crossover pipe here as well, which will run underneath the water neck and underneath the water pipe and underneath the inlet pipe as well. So yeah, and you can see there we've got quite a good bit of flow down to get our fuel feed in, and then I'll probably be running over the back and then over to that rail as well. But once again, I'll wait until final fitment to make up those fuel lines. I'm probably going to make up this fuel line here, the crossover line, because I know that that's going to be okay, and I'll probably make up one of these oil fuel lines again to just to check. So I'll put the 60 down that end to check my clearances, and I'll put a 45 on the other end, and I can reverse the hose around to sort of get an idea as to where everything's sort of running and so forth, because starting to run out of a little bit of room, but I've dealt with a lot worse. So yeah, things are slowly getting there. All right, I think I will, what next? Might muck around and put some cooling pipes on there that I've just got dummied up for now, and let you all have a look at what I've got in mind there too. Righto, so it's really starting to look like an almost complete engine now. I've got the cool side plumbing on here now. A lot of this is, well, I don't know for sure yet, probably temporary, just so that I can once again make sure everything fits as such. I have been back to the speed shop, and I am getting a 3/8 NPT fitting for here with a female socket here, so that I will eliminate this coupling to shorten this back a little bit more, make it a little bit neater, etc., and bring everything back a little bit more. I have also installed the sensors once again, purely just to check all my clearances and everything like that. Once again, got the cooling pipe on there for the turbo. Looks a bit of a ridiculous route, but it will work. It's proven that sort of thing will work. Otherwise, they don't make they wouldn't make the pipes to do that sort of thing. Once again, race work stuff. And also my cooling pipe, and this is probably only going to be for dummy up purposes, but I will probably in the future have a aluminium pipe or stainless pipe put on here, so then there'll just be the two couplers on there. But once again, it's all on there just so that we can check for fitment and clearances, etc., for fuel lines and hoses, etc. I have actually put on here, sorry for the shitty camera work, guys and girls, the once again, sorry for the shitty camera work. I'll just slip this on here. So that's the sort of deal that I'm going for with the cooling pipes, like that. And I have actually got the other one down there, sort of can't really see, it's a bit dark down there, but that's sort of what I'm aiming for there. And then an elbow, and then into the water neck, wherever we sort of get that finalized at. Yeah, once again, I've done all this so that I can run the same intercooler as what I've got on the red car over there. I've also put in place, I don't know how well this will pick it up, so please just bear with me, everybody. I have also put in there sorry once again for the shitty camera work for everybody. I'm not sure how well that'll pick that up, but I have actually got in position there the oil drain back, so that's where it's going to be positioned. So that'll be a -10 AN fitting welded onto the sump, and also up under there we've got the fitting for the drain back, also for the turbo. Once again, I apologise for my shitty camera work, and yeah, as you can see down there under the turbo, there's it's going upside down everything now. That's the oil drain back on the 45. I do have to now also order the wastegate and also the blow-off valve, and work out where I'm going to be positioning the blow-off valve and the wastegate on here. And I'm not sure whether I did discuss, but I did actually go back to the speed shop, and I got myself a 60-degree AN fitting there, which gives me a little bit more clearance there around the steering shaft, etc., for the oil drain back and so forth, and the rest, or the oil, yeah, well, that is the oil feed into the block. So yeah, things are slowly but surely getting there. As you can see, starting to fill up the engine bay, something that looks quite bare for a while there, slowly fills up quite quickly. Yeah, so that's sort of what I'm aiming for with this project. Yeah, pretty happy with how everything's sort of coming along. So what I think I will do is I think I'll leave it there, because I need to, once again, like I suggested, I need to order the wastegate and blow-off valve to position them once again before I go too much further and finalise my fitments, etc. But yeah, so there we are, 360 cubic inch with the capacity later on to go like a 400 cubic inch, which is the plan, 408 later on. Once again, when everything evolves, but for now, this will sort of get it going. I do need to buy a Raceworks fuel cell for it, some fuel pumps, injectors of course, yeah, there she is in sort of all dummied up, and yeah, like I said, I'm pretty happy with that, considering that I'm not a fabricator by any means, and I've just been sort of winging it as I go. Yeah. Cool. All right, so once again, like I said, that'll do us for this episode. Thanks again for everybody for tuning in. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to all the subscribers, and I'll see you on the next one.